Like the wild, wild west, more views than the news. Now you fucking with the best. I can make you famous like William H. Bonney, underground MC with the mainstream army. I can make you famous with this Colt 45. One shot to the dome and ain't no gutter around. Whole town start to scramble like an egg on a grill. My whole life's been a gamble, waiting on the next deal, and that's real. Yeah, I'm an outlaw to the core. You know the deal. Yeah, it takes that money to score. Can you feel? Yeah, crowds cheering for more. I can make you fucking famous with your sold out tour. I can make you famous like the wild, wild west. More views than the news. Now you fucking with the best. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Welcome to the Hood Smokers Podcast, episode 159, baby. Happy New Year's. I know I ain't get a chance to tell y'all Happy New Year's. We ain't have a New Year's show on the Hood Smokers Podcast, but we, much love. Where you at, Fred Fury? We need you in the Discord, dog. We got Black C in the green room right now in the Discord and shit. He's trying to figure it out. You know, it's kind of hard to, Black C is in the general. He, Blatonio, Todd, Brother King X, whoever is in the Discord in the green room, please help out, give Black C directions. I know we are also new to the Discord since season 2. This is 59 episodes. We've used it. Actually, the 60th because we did it on the last one episode of season 1. But we got the legendary man, dog. Out of all, we've had so many legends on the Hood Smokers Podcast, so many dope ass MCs, but this one takes me back, because I got some stories. This was RBL when they dropped. Ain't nobody gonna tell me from young to old. Don't know. Don't give me no bammer. We don't smoke that shit. We used to say in the DET in Southwest. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of shit. This is Black C from RBL, straight up legend. Fuck what you heard. This is a motherfucker. This is an authentic legend on the Hood Smokers Podcast, and we got him in the building right now. What up, though, Brother King X? Your microphone's muted, Brother King X. And we got Black C in the building.
What up, though?
What up, though? What up, though, Brother King X? How you doing, brother? How's your night going?
Oh, my day blessed, brother. My day is blessed.
That's what's up. And there he is, the legend himself, Black C. Getting this Discord worked out. What up, though? My bad on the Discord. We still learning it, too. We've been using it this will be the 60th episode. We switched from Zoom, you know what I'm saying? So, it was, we're learning, too.
Hey,
Since Black C put us up on the Young Cats. Yeah, you know,
since Black C was a San Francisco hip-hop legend and pioneer, I'm quite sure he recognized this cassette that I'm about to present.
Oh, shit. I already knew Brother King X was going to break it out. He already was going to break it out.
So, remember that first 666?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, that ain't nothing, bro.
We got Blatonio Todd in the building. What up, though, Blatonio? How's the weather down there in AZ, in Arizona?
For us, it's like, yeah, it's probably like closer to like what Black C dealing with out there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm quite sure it is. I know it is. I know it is, brother.
Storm on the way.
Yeah.
So what up, though, Black C? We got the legend in the building. Usually we go like an hour playing music. I'm like, fuck that. We don't need to play the music and shit. We don't need all that. Everybody know the music, though. I mean, if you don't, like, even my son, who's about to be 19, know RBL Posse. I mean, y'all is legends for real, dog. Like, some artists say, oh, y'all use that word legend too loosely. Nah, dog, you like legends, dog.
It's an honor to have you on, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so what's going on with you, dog? Welcome to the Hood Smokers Podcast. We ain't like every other podcast, hip hop podcast. We celebrate hip hop. We don't try to throw fuel on the fire with beefs and old shit like that and try to bring up the same old questions that everybody already heard and shit. We like to talk about what's going on and chop it up, like basically like when Slonebone said he felt like we was in the studio just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Just homies just chilling, chopping it up. So what you got going on?
Yeah.
As far as me, I'm just pushing this book right now. You know, working on this album. Just dropped a single about a month ago called "Get It Cracking," and you know, just getting these features for this next album out the way. You know, and that's pretty much it, man. You know.
Yeah, I was just talking to Blatonio Todd about that book. I was like, because I'm a reader. I mean, I was in the penitentiary. Whether I was forced to read out of just because there wasn't nothing else to do, but I like to read. I always like to read. Like, if you read a good book,
Uh,
you just go off into that bitch. And I already know that got to
uh,
be a. So, how can people get a hold of that book?
you can go on my website. You can go to my store actually, www.rblposse.bigcartel.com, or they can go to Amazon Books. You know, the links all in my bio on the IG, the whole nine, everything. You know, if they want to go through Amazon or they want to get it directly from me, either or.
That's what's up.
I mean, cause yeah, we could put those links up on the page and like everywhere so they can reach out to you as well.
Right, right.
For
Yeah.
sure, that'll work.
Spread the word, get it out there.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we about, man. Like we're different from that. We don't just ask the typical questions, hey, what got you into rapping? What was your earliest influences? I mean, we get to that, but it's like we let you control like pretty much the conversation, man. So
Yeah, it's whatever.
it's
You
an honor
know,
having you on.
appreciate it.
No, I just know like when that album dropped though, the first album RBL album dropped, dog, that shit hit Detroit so damn hard, dog. I'm telling you, like, I mean,
Yeah.
like when I say
Hey,
that,
I'm gonna tell you a little story about that album, Jay Gutter. I
okay,
already actually heard the album before it hit Detroit,
yeah,
because you know my big brother is ADR, the
right,
babe from Triple Six.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I already know the story about how many times the song was resampled and what the heart and soul and the hard work that was put into that album. I know what was put into
Right.
that song in particular. Cause like I said, I was around.
Right,
Didn't know what I was around, but I was around.
right.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you was in the Bay Area, brother King Games. I already know it shit. You got them Bay Area plug. Shout out to the whole Bay Area and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Like I said, I felt like coming up in Detroit back in the days, I felt like we were more Detroit was more like we felt like pretty much every guest and artist we've had from Detroit MC were more influenced by the West Coast than the East Coast because I mean it seems
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we can relate more and shit the lifestyle all that. But like we don't
Mm-hmm.
know what do we know about subways and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We was more out there slanging dope, fucking gang banging, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the early days.
We know about the trolley trades because we had them back in the day. We know about that.
Yeah, dog. Cause like when I was introducing you and telling people like the legendary Black Sea, this interview means like a lot to me and shit. Because like dog, there was actually like one of your tracks, lesson to be learned. Like that was like our thing, dog. Like back, like this is when we young and dumb and shit. I was like fucking maybe 14, 15 years old when it dropped this shit, and I was off deep in that gang shit. You know what I'm saying? Real deep into it in the blocks, and we get into beefs. And like if when some shit would pop off and we get at them and shit, we be like, bitch, I thought you knew. Bitch, I really
Yeah.
thought you knew. There's a lesson to be learned.
Right.
And through
Man,
Southwest Detroit, that was the
that,
saying,
that,
dog.
that,
That was the saying.
that became the slogan for everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I graduated from high school, when niggas say you want to go graduate, I was like, bitch, I thought you knew. Bitch, I really thought you knew.
That's love. That's
That,
love.
that's when you know. That's when you can call somebody a legend. I mean, classics they never die. That album, that shit lives forever. You know what I'm saying? That shit will live forever. You can put
Real
that in
talk.
and it's still relevant to this day. And that's what's so dope about it and shit, dog. Like, I'm
Real shit.
I mean, it's a positive message in that if you pay attention to the slogan, because it's like people doubting you, what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because of what environment you in, and you like, look at me now, bitch. I thought you knew.
right,
Now look
exactly.
at
Exactly. There's a lesson to be learned. You know what I mean? That's real talk.
Yeah.
Since we going back to the first album, was that the actual first album, or did y'all have like underground tapes out before that? No, that.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah,
I was
it
curious
was
about
a
that.
bunch of shit. was the official first real album put out actually on tape that was pressed up. But in the neighborhood, we had a bunch of shit going around. I had my own solo shit going around. I had a few songs on it. We was dropping like compilations before we even knew they was compilations with T-Lo, my brother, Baby Dre, Budweiser. We had my boy Herb Young. There was a few of us that used to be in there producing, and I used to just put out these little compilations around Hunters Point. And yeah, that's when I think the first actual album was my solo shit. It was like an EP where I had like about 6 songs on it. And that did good. And that let me know that motherfuckers was fucking with me really. You know what I mean? But we moved a bunch of shit from like 89, 90, all the way up to 92 before the actual real album came out. We was just in the neighborhoods slanging cassette tapes. You know what I mean? Shit, we used the dual cassette deck, and just kind of like just dub a whole bunch of them motherfuckers and just sell them around Hunters Point.
Right. Do you feel like the Bay Area might have been like the first ones really doing that, banging cassette tapes out the trunks of the car and shit? Because you always heard stories back in the days like Too Short came up like that, banging
Yeah, he was the first one. He was the first. He who I learned it from. He used to pull up on our block, at the basketball court in our projects. Jump out slanging the cassette tapes. So that's exactly what we got the idea from. I ain't heard about nobody doing that
Yeah, because
before.
the other person I heard about doing that, like far as Detroit, was Esha
Yeah, Isha, I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
He was hot at one point. He was doing his thing.
for some years,
Years, yeah.
Yeah,
a couple of
yeah,
decades, to be honest.
He definitely a Detroit
yeah. He was
pioneer and
doing
shit in hip hop.
his thing for sure. He was big shit.
Yeah. How about did Detroit ever like really hit the Bay Area? Were there any Detroit artists you were? I'm curious, like that you ever
Not
that you was
really,
able
not
to.
early on. Not early on, it was probably you probably have to just go to like Flint to like MC Breed or somebody. Like
Right.
nobody from actually Detroit. MC Breed when he came out with that No Future in the Front and that song and all that shit, that was pretty much it from Detroit.
Rest in
And
peace.
then Eshawn was like an underground artist. He was like somebody who we knew about but didn't know about. You know what I mean? Like people didn't know about him until we started going out there doing shows and grabbing the tapes and shit. People like we hear about him and we bring the shit back and be like, man, this is dude out here, motherfuckers talking about, and but they never caught it, never caught on like that. You know what I mean? Not like Breed did. You know what I
Right.
mean? As far as being from
That's
Michigan, you
because
know what I mean? Being
Eshawn
from
did
Flint.
his shit independently. Breed had that major
Yeah,
behind him, so Breed was
yeah.
up.
Breed had that push. He was heavy in our hood. Like motherfuckers fucked with Breed heavy. You
Yeah,
know.
rest in peace, Breed and Pop, because that song, that shit's a classic. That gotta get mine, you gotta get yours. I gotta get mine, Breed and
Yeah.
Pop. That shit was a classic. But
Real talk.
yeah, I always said that like mainstream, that Flint blew up before Detroit did in the hip hop scene. It seemed like because we had like Awesome Dre and Merciless Amir and them doing their thing on the mainstream, but they wasn't hitting as hard as like the West Coast and New York, of
Hmm.
course, New York. And it's
Right. Right.
but so
Uh,
getting in the game so young and shit, like back in the days in the early or late '80s, mid '80s and shit. Who's some of your influences, like hip hop question, like music
uh,
question, period.
Yeah, as far as rapping goes, it was probably, for sure NWA, Ghetto Boys, and then it kind of switched to. I mean, we was influenced by a lot. Like when I was out slanging and shit and just hanging out and doing all that, I was listening to BDP, to fucking Public Enemies, to you name it, the Eric B. Rakims, all that shit. But once I started getting into actually producing and doing music, it was definitely NWA and like I say, Too Short, 415, with Richie Rich and D-Lo and all them dudes. Cool Nut somewhat too, that was pretty much it. Ghetto Boys and them. Like even on our first album cover, we was trying to be like NWA, Ghetto Boys, like a little mixture of that, on
Right.
our first cover. So they was heavily influenced when it came to that. Even like me, Mick, when I started producing, bringing in all the different samples and scratches. You know, I was on my trying to be on like my Dr. Dre type shit, trying to do like how he produced
Yeah,
NWA albums and shit.
yeah, because RBL Posse definitely had their own like sound, like a unique sound and style. You produced that, didn't you? Am I correct?
Yeah. I produced all that. Yeah, I did all that.
What up, though, D Cochran? We got Canada in the building. Yeah, we worldwide. We got fans from all over tapping in from all over the map. That's why we say we rep Detroit, but we rep hip hop. You know what I'm saying? As a culture, and it's worldwide. Hip hop's worldwide now. I mean, coming up, you came up
Exactly.
with like during the beginning of that shit, like so. Like you seen that shit. Did you feel like the East Coast might have kind of was like had a chip on their shoulder and was kind of hating on the West when they first came out?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even too much pay attention to that shit till later on. But when we was moving at the time, I noticed we wasn't moving that many units, and they wasn't really fucking with us too much. Our fans base was mainly pretty much went out from the as far as northern, I mean California. It went up north, Seattle, Portland, all that shit, and then it went down, southern as far as like Phoenix, Arizona. We was heavily in like Detroit, and then Midwest. The Midwest fucked with us heavily. You know what I mean? Like you said, we was out in Michigan, Pontiac, Lansing, Flint, Detroit. Like we fucking lived out there. They fucked with us heavy
That's
in
what's up.
Midwest, and St. Louis, and a lot of people took our shit to the South. They had the Mega Boys Club out here who was shipping people out to colleges and shit, the HBCUs, shit like that. So we had a lot of people going to like Morehouse who took our albums and shit down there and kind of got it cracking in the South a little bit. But nah, we never really cracked the East Coast. Maybe a little bit here and there, but we never went out there to do shows. We never really kind of like on our sound scan. We used to check ourselves. We wasn't doing too good in the East Coast anywhere out there, Philly, New York, whatever. You know what I mean? It was predominantly Midwest and West and South.
Right.
Yeah. We had you out here heavy, like you said, Phoenix plus, Tucson, Arizona. We just like 2 hours
Oh yeah,
away. So
yeah, heavy out there. They was fucking with us heavy.
Well, New York, the East Coast cats, them some funny cats anyway.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
more
if you,
pop backpack type. They was kind of they just kind of own they own that shit to where it was created out there, so they feel like if it
we
ain't
kind of
if, from home, if it ain't home base, they don't fuck with it. You got to really be like on some lyrical miracle shit to kind of really crack that out there, and we was into like reality shit, reality rap, and you don't get me wrong, we'll get to dropping some punchlines and metaphors here and there, but you ain't like a Kendrick Lamar or something like rapping like that, or then come up like Alcoholics or a Razzcast or something. They
Yeah.
wasn't really fucking with it.
I know they fucked with Cube heavy on the East.
Oh yeah.
Cube had to go crack that though too. He had to go out there and fuck with the Bomb Squad, motherfuckers like that, and you know what I mean. He
Public
went out
Enemy.
there and kind of lived for a minute. You know what I mean? Fucking with Public Enemy and them. So
Yeah.
they fucked with him. He kind of forced it on them. They didn't have no choice. Cube was talking that shit back in his prime. You know what I mean? So
And they fucked with Ice T ass heavy.
Oh yeah. Well, Ice T
yeah,
is originally
somewhat,
from the East Coast.
somewhat.
Yeah, Ice T. Good shit. Yeah, cause we felt that shit in Detroit. I know heavy. Like we wasn't getting the love out on the East Coast and shit, but down south and the West Coast, we always got love out there and shit. And that's we
Yeah,
heard that from
yeah.
same thing from artists from the South Coast. Same thing. Like
Hey, bro, if you listening, listen to Do It Like the GM. What Willie D say? The East Coast ain't paying the songs. I want to know what the hell's going on. Willie D telling you right there.
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah.
yeah, they said I forgot who I was watching. Uh Doggy Diamonds. I was watching him from New York and shit. been in the game forever and shit. And he was even saying how that
Mm-hmm.
killed New York hip hop because they clicked up and shit. And it was like they tried to, if you wasn't fucking with this clique, then we ain't gonna fuck with you and shit or whatever and shit like that.
That's a lot more popular, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true. They don't
I
fuck
mean,
with.
there's a lot of our topics talk about also, it's like, like the new school as opposed to the old school, there's that gap right there. So it's like not only that, now it's like, you got the stuff with,
Yeah. What's your opinion on the new school? Like, you got any up and coming rappers coming out of San Francisco, out the Bay Area that you can put out there?
I like a lot of them, man. Shit, I don't want to name drop because I don't want to lead nobody, but my main ones is, as far as like who I really, really fuck with heavily is Larry June, of course, because he he represent that RBL, lineage. You know what I mean? He doing his thing right now. He killing shit. He talk that player shit, talk that getting money. He ride around smoking, fucking with bitches, and then he try to educate you on, give you a little financial literacy, talking about investments and shit like that. Staying healthy and shit. So I fuck with Larry June heavy. You know what I mean? But I fuck with everything, bro. To be honest with you, anything from the fucking Lil Babies to the fucking J. Cole's to, I mean, I got a bunch of, like, my playlist is crazy. When I get to going to the gym and working out and all that shit, man, I got grimy motherfuckers from the Mozzies on down
Oh yeah.
to the D-Los and whatever, you know what I mean? The Du Bois, Slimmy B's, you know what I mean? All them. Like, I fuck with all that shit. And I go all the way over to, to the South where I'm fuck with the Lil Babies and all them too, you know what I mean? So I don't discriminate. I fuck with everything. If it's dope music, I'm gonna listen to it. It ain't no certain shit that I fuck with. Chicago drill shit, whatever. It don't matter. You know what I mean? If it's dope, that motherfucker gonna be in my playlist. You know what I mean? That's what kind of keep me kind of, I would say, like, in my zone and kind of keep me relevant as far as my rap style, because I listen to everything. Cause some old school rappers stay old school. You know what I mean? And I could
Right.
tell, like 40 got his style, Short got their style, but you could tell they pay attention to what's going on too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I
Where
was
they
gonna say
pay.
from everything I've heard from what you put out there too, like you keep up with them times too, like
Yeah, you got to. You got to listen to shit. But if I would have stayed in my zone, I'd still be rapping like I was on the first album, even though it wasn't nothing wrong with that. Because Larry June kind of used my style from the first album. He kind of re-flipped it, and people love that style. You know what I mean? But me, I just been evolving as I listen to music, and I've been growing my lyrics, my rap style. It just evolved. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can stay stagnated if you ain't paying attention to what's going on and ain't listening to the new beats and listening. Even though I don't rap on trap shit, I can get on that shit and kill one of them beats. You know what I mean? But I prefer mob and funk and shit like that, old soulful samples and shit. But I can get on a trap beat and fuck that motherfucker up with the youngsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they call me to get on one, which I done been on a few, I just wouldn't put nothing like that on my album. But it matter to me. I can go with the best of them. You know, it don't even matter. I love that shit. I
Hell
love
yeah.
music.
That's what's up. That's
What's
what's up.
up?
Brother Key Gax, you got a question for Black C?
I mean, pretty much. I ain't got a question. It's pretty much. I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you coming on to the Hood Smokers podcast, showing that love and always rocking with Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
Detroit, we been rocking with y'all for forever.
Yeah, since day one, shit. As soon as that motherfucker hit Detroit, it was love ever since that motherfucker touched down, shit. So I already know the love is genuine from out there, man. It showed in the numbers over the years. You know what I
Man,
mean?
I was so deep into y'all scene, I got Big Mac tape.
Yeah, I know. We put a lot of motherfuckers on there. A lot of shit back then in the '90s. Whoever shit we got on, whether it was compilations, features, people fucked with them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's how my boy Sandman blew up. I produced his album and got NOH and Hitman on his shit, and everybody thought he was one of my artists, and he took off. And he got a career now behind that. A lot of people we was associated from Juice. I mean, you name it, Sevsky, a lot of them that we fucked with and did songs with, bless their albums, man. You know, they got on.
Right.
No limit West Coast bad boy compilations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's when was RBL on the one with the Dayton family from Flint?
Down South Hustlers.
Oh yeah, down south hustlers. I knew they
Yeah,
fucked with
down
no
South
limit.
Hustle. Yeah, I forgot about the Dayton family too. They was one of them
Yeah.
that kind of cracked a little bit out this way. Mm-hmm.
That's the homies. Yeah, shout out to Dayton family.
Shout out Dayton family. Yeah.
What up? Shit.
Yeah.
What about you, Blatonio Todd?
What's up,
What's up with you? You got a question for Black C? RBL Posse in the building.
man?
What up, though? Cap C in the building.
Yeah,
Black City,
well,
Michigan.
I'm asking the generic questions of like what you got in the works and stuff. Are you doing like like as far as are you getting people that are want to jump on features like often, or do you have like a current album you're gonna put out there and stuff like that?
Yeah. The
Like
album is the album is almost done. I mean, actually it was done, but I just went in there and rearranged it, took some shit off. 'Cause it was a little too mellow for me. I had a lot of mood music, laid back, said soulful samples and a little bit of that laid back player type vibe going on. A lot of them Larry June producers started sending me a lot of shit, and I started rapping on that shit, and then my album started getting a little too mellow, so I had to go turn it back up a little bit, turn it up a notch. So that was the first single I just dropped, Really Cracking. That was one of the new ones I made. So I'm kind of tailoring a lot of my new shit around shit like that, a little bit of more up tempo, mid tempo shit, and I'm trying to bring back a little bit of that old school funk and shit. So got
I
a few
feel
features.
that.
Got a few people that we got that's gonna feature on it. Jay Worthy, Larry June, of course, Payroll Giovanni, and
Oh, shout out
I
Payroll.
got a
Detroit.
couple more I'm working on. So
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, that's another question that leads into it. Is like, don't you feel like a little bit of that funk element is missing a little bit with like this current age right now?
Go.
yeah, I mean that's because like that funk G funk type era is just what it is. The youngsters down there, like the youngsters out here, period, West Coast, South, Southern Cal, Northern Cal. It just ain't into that. Like, it's a lot of the producers that just fell back. So like the Battle Cats, DJ Quick, they just like even Daz and them, producers up this way, Mike Mosley and them with that mob funk. They just ain't producing no more. You know what I mean? You got a few that's still trying to keep the torch lit. You got motherfuckers like the Mechanics and them. I like what they doing. It just ain't enough of it out there. Everybody gonna follow what's hot. If you got songs like shit that's melodic, like Lil Baby and Young Thug and Gun and them that's blowing up, then everybody trying to follow their fucking trend instead of doing their own thing. I like this dude from LA though named Desi Hollow. He bringing that old school type, that funk, like that real. He playing over Parliament, Funkadelic. He got this song I just did with Jamaica Funk. He was slapping like he got that real old school funk soul, like
That's what
low
it's
rider.
stuff.
Check out Desert Flow, man. They got a album out right now. I think it's called One Nation Under the Funk or something like that. That motherfucker dope as hell. We just did a video and shit too a couple of weeks ago down there in LA. So yeah, I think if more producers got into it and start putting it out there, all it takes is just a hit from somebody on that level, and then people will start
Right.
doing it. So right now, a lot of people either they going with that trap sounding shit or they trying to turn up on some shit like what 40 and them doing with Rick Rock and them, kind of like not hyphy, but it's sort of like a new wave hyphy type sound,
Yeah.
like the subwoofer song they got from Mount Westmore is like that type of sound, like people kind of going for that, you know. Now I'm in my own bag, man. I'm just doing me and trying to just service up what I think my fans gonna like for me. I ain't, really in those type of bag right now. I got a little bit of funk on my shit, G funkish type sound. I try to get a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? About the only thing I don't got is probably trap on the album. You know, that's about probably the only thing I don't got. But I got some of the old school samples and funk, mob. You know, you name it, it's on there.
That's what's up. Okay, is there a release date or not?
Right now I'm just dropping singles until it get. It's gonna be for sure in like May. I'm gonna drop a song probably a month, all the way up until then. Song and a video every month until the album actually drops. So I'm trying to stay in their face, you know, and that's really the thing nowadays. Just dropping, getting them singles to warm it up because you just throw an album out a lot of times, man. There's so much shit, there's so much traffic, it's congested to where people kind of sleep on you. And once it's out, it's out. You know, the album start getting old from the day you drop it. So I got to set it up right. So I'm gonna just try to drop singles to set that thing up. You know what I mean, and then drop it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we definitely gonna bump that shit out here in Detroit. I'm sure in Tucson, Arizona, and all around the world. We gonna play it on the Hood Smokers podcast. Every time you drop a video, that shit gonna stay in rotation. You already know that shit. All love.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming on here. You a legend for real. When we say legend, actual legend. You know what I'm saying? We ain't using that term like loosely. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh, you got that military minded. Damn. Yeah. Like your young comrades I put out, man. Yeah. Military minded. People slept on that one. They had some hits on there. They had a few slappers on that thing.
Yeah, you see that shit hit Detroit.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a slapper. It was more than a few.
Yeah, oh yeah, more than a few, most definitely. Yeah. More than a few for sure. Yeah, man, that's love. That's love.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely you plan on doing any shows? I know you pushing the book and shit, and you got the album dropping around May.
That's shows, man. We got a few coming up. We right now I kept January kind of clear because I got to finish up this album. I've been you know, it just don't be enough time. My weekends be gone traveling and doing them shows. So yeah, we firing back up. Shit, Super Bowl weekend. We'll be actually in Arizona. I mean the Phoenix. We'll be in Phoenix, Allendale or something like that. We're gonna be out there for a show. You know.
Blatonio, you gotta hit that bitch.
Us and the Loonies, we got a show together out there.
Oh,
you know, so
shout out.
Shout out to Nuns.
Yeah, they'll be out there with us, man, out there in Allendale. So we got a show out there Super Bowl weekend, and you know, hopefully we can lock something in on that Saturday. We'll be out there Friday. I believe it's the 11th. We got the 11th, I believe, is the show. So get
the 11th. Yeah.
I can't hear you, Blatonio. You cutting out.
Yeah, I think the signal went out for me for a minute. Yeah, I was saying if it was this for this weekend.
No, February, Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend, yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, I'm gonna lock that one in, man.
Prayers to the
Antonio was about to try to call off from work.
I'm already planning that. Yeah, I'm already planning that vacation day right now. Yeah, no, that's insane.
You gotta hit that bitch, Blatonio shit. Maybe we can fly down there to AZ and shit.
Oh, yeah.
King X. Maybe you could take some time off from work. Super Bowl weekend shit.
Yeah.
What better place? It's gonna be cold as fuck here in Detroit and shit. February, shit. We gonna iced out. I don't
know, because I already got to take the 26 off for Savior's Day.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, shit. I might be able to make that flight. Maybe me and Southwest CC come down there.
For sure.
That's what's up. Yeah, definitely. When you come through Detroit, dog, we definitely gotta link up. We'll definitely be in the building for sure, dog. When you come through Detroit,
sure.
RBL, dog. For real.
Yeah, we're gonna be out there trying to do some shit as soon as I get this shit finished up with payroll, man. I get payroll Giovanni finished up, man. I'm definitely gonna see me out there soon, man. Trying to do trying to do a video or something out there. So hopefully we can set up a date or something with a promoter out that way. 'Cause we ain't been out there since the '90s.
Yeah, shout out to payroll too and shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you promoters in Detroit hear that, right? Get out Black C from RBL Posse out here and shit. We need to make that shit happen. Get at them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Like it'd be cool to link up, man. You come out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
most definitely. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna
Yeah.
stick it into distance, man. Yep, with it.
Yeah.
So, you want to get into like some hip hop questions, y'all, or what? I mean, shit, anybody in the chat got some questions? Shout out to MC the Therapist. I see you, homie, straight out of Inktown, Inkston, Michigan, and shit. They got some dope MCs out there and shit. But shit, I'm trying to think, dog. Like influences, we talked about that. We talked about influences, but and we were talking about the younger generation and shit. And you saying like you bringing the funk back to it and shit. Like you bringing the funk, so that's you adding that to it. What's going on right now? Because basically, like we look at like mumble rap. Like a lot of people like whether you like it or not, it's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's mumble rap. It's part of the culture and shit. So,
Yeah, we have to embrace it. It's
but what's your feelings on mumble rap? By the way, you got any like? I mean, we celebrate all genres of hip hop here on the Hood Smokers podcast, from gangster shit to the backpack shit to the fucking wicked shit to the fucking horrorcore. We cover it all and shit. So, but mumble rap, we even got a mumble rapper who actually he comes on the show now and then named No Pants and shit. So he be popping in and out.
Yep. Yeah, that's my son.
The Blatonio son out there.
I mean, it depends on what people was labeling as mumble rap. 'Cause like, I mean, people like Young Thug and him. I like certain songs from him. I can hear what he's saying. Mumbling to me, So it depends on what it's like. Lil Baby, all them. I fuck with them. They be saying some shit. They be talking that shit. You really listen to them. So I mean, some of them be skilled. Even with Young Thug, some shit you can't catch. When you catch what he's saying, he really talking some shit. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Like the setting. Like I fuck with the mumble rap in the club setting. I'm out. Be in the club, popping bottles or doing whatever, you know what I mean? I might be in Atlanta somewhere, fucking off, or in Miami. That shit sound good as fuck in the club. I'm not be riding around in my car bumping that shit, but I like it in the club setting. You know what I mean? So it's just different strokes for different folks, and it's just different times for different music. Because even when I work out, I won't turn shit. I want something that's turned up, a little more energetic. When I'm kicking back, just chilling and smoking or something. I could listen to a Drake or Travis Scott or something. It just depends.
Right.
But when I'm riding in the car, I've definitely got damn near probably mainly '90s shit on. I'm fucking with Scarface, Tupac, my shit. I'm listening to probably some old E40 Federal album or some shit like that. So it's just different. I'm all over the place. It just depends. And I might just be listening to all fucking reggae one day. I just might shut down and be on fucking neo soul and reggae. So it depends.
Right. So we a cannabis friendly show and shit, the Hood Smokers podcast, but that ain't what we focus on. We fuck with all the dispensaries. It's legal here. We trying to get it legal everywhere. I know it's legal in Cali. You still not smoking that Bama weed and shit? Still smoking that fire?
Of course. Too much good around. Nowadays, man. That's just too much gas around. This shit, even mid shit, even fucking light
The
depths.
mid shit is good. Even the regular weed in California is good. When I'm gonna tell y'all something, don't go to California thinking y'all Cali trying to get it undone. No, ain't no dime. You gotta buy dubs and up in Frisco, bro. Dubs and up.
Yeah.
So ain't no more. I got
Yeah, it's probably quarters and up now. Shit, the shit is getting so cheap. Ain't nobody gonna sell you nothing but a quota or something.
No, you
know
get
what I mean?
Ace is some good at
Everywhere.
the dispensary for like $12.
Yeah, the weed is everywhere, man. So and it's good shit. So you smoking Bama nowadays, you probably you is crazy.
You
I
slow.
mean, or you might just be a
Ain't no
cokehead.
reason. Ain't no reason to.
Ain't
You
no
ever thought
reason
about
to. It's too much good around.
you ever thought about like getting into that business? I see a lot of artists doing that. Like Exhibit did it.
Yeah, I've been in.
Like,
Yeah, I've been in it. I got all type of joint ventures up.
oh,
You
that's what's
know,
up.
I collab with Sunset Connect. I got my own Ruthless by Law stream with them. I actually got a eighth of it sitting up there. Shit, so I got the Ruthless Runts. I got the Ruthless
Yeah,
GMO with Buddy Reserve. So yeah, I got a bunch of shit I put out some pre rolls.
right.
You know, you be a damn fool to sit back and just watch this shit happen in your face, and you don't tap in and at least do some type of collaboration with somebody.
That's
Yeah.
only
So
right. I mean, you created one of the anthems still to this day. Weed smoking tracks and shit like that song will live forever as one of the like number one songs right up there with like I got five on it with the
exactly.
Loonies, you know what I'm saying? Don't give me no bam weed. Like I said, like from the youngins to OGs, and everybody know that track. Like they know the song and shit. Whether they could have been born in the 2000, these millennials, they know that track. They know that track and shit, and they know RBL Posse. You know what I'm saying? So
Real talk.
Man, that's forever gonna be a weed anthem. Anthem forever. That never
Mhm.
played out. I remember Gutta when I was working at Uptown Barbecue, over there on Living Noise in the Lodge.
yeah.
I was working there. It was a New Year's Eve. It was a New Year's Eve. I think I'm trying to figure out what New Year's Eve it was. And all of a sudden they playing all the songs back in the day, and all of a sudden, don't give me no bammer weed. Next thing you know, everybody in the whole restaurant was like, we don't smoke that shit in the DET. The whole
Yeah,
everybody, the whole restaurant started singing. The manager little cousin come out, Thompson. Y'all old.
yeah. Yeah, that's a classic. That
But
classic's never
the
done. There's
whole
so many.
restaurant, but everybody was rocking to it. I
Yeah,
mean, the people, the customers in the lobby was out there singing it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And then usually, like a lot of artists, they like kind of their second albums ain't like as hard as the first one. Like the first one always that hit the hardest and shit, but the second album hit just as hard. It was like that. This shit just as
Oh
hard.
yeah,
You
we
just
Yeah,
was
let it
I
play and shit.
shit too.
Yeah, you just let
yeah.
it
That
play,
motherfucker
yo.
did nothing. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a bluebird on my shoulder? Should I kill it?
Should I kill it?
Bounce to this Bluebird, all of them.
I
That
hate
shit
the
did.
multi-marry nigga on this page.
Smoke a blunt.
Yeah,
Smoke a blunt.
mortuary number, man.
I hate the multi-marry number on the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Black C of RBL Posse. If you just tuning in on the Hood Smokers Podcast, live in this bitch. What's the name of the book again? From the
It's called Black Sea, a part of survival from the block to the booth.
Part of Survival from the block to the booth. Make sure you check that shit out because I
Yes,
definitely
sir.
want to get a copy of
And
that
my
shit.
dude on the arrival. That's the only part is survival.
Yeah,
Yes,
they said
sir.
shout out Reggie Johnson. He said he remember he first heard Bama Weed. He thought RBL was from the D and shit. Fire. He threw up in the guy was like that's how
No doubt.
big it was in Detroit. I mean for real, it was that big in Detroit. Like everybody was banging that shit still to this day. Shit
The only
Yeah.
other the only other weed song that was floating around at that time was "Don't Give Me No Bama Weed," RBL, and Pooh Man, fucking with Dang, fucking with Dang, fucking with Dang.
Uh,
yeah.
Fucking with Dank was definitely, that was like probably one of the first.
Mm,
That was like one of the first. That was before us. That was like probably 2, 3 years before us.
right,
Tina was a young ass freak. Started sucking my balls and my knees got weak.
right.
Loving it,
Yeah,
girl, she couldn't get with it. Took it out of her
that's my
mouth,
guy.
slapped herself with it.
I
Yeah,
just
I'm trying
talked
to
to
get
that.
at that guy too. Fool man, I done hit him
Yeah,
up a
shout
couple of
out to
times
Pooh
on the
Man.
ground.
Yeah, shout out Pooh Man.
Yeah, just talked to him too. That's my guy, man.
Much love to Pooh Man. Yeah, for sure.
My shit was the hit. They took one of mine, so I'm taking 10 of theirs. They shouldn't fuck with a motherfucking open player.
Yeah. Know your shit.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Bay Area connoisseur. I
Definitely,
mean, I ain't got no choice. It's in my blood.
no doubt.
Yes, sir.
I gotta grab some of this weed right now. Roll up. Shit. Reach into my bag. I can't show y'all what I got in the bag though. But shit, so we got Black C in this bitch. RBL Posse and shit. Fucking got the book. Make sure y'all check out. Get the book. The album's coming and shit. I've been playing the shit out of your new shit. We've been sharing it around, pushing this number love. I mean that shit's hard as fuck. Like I wouldn't tell you no different. Like if we all, I mean that shit. Like it does bring the funk back, and you still like you can tell you evolving as an artist. Like not just the it's not the same Black Sea from '92 and whatever it is 2023.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, exactly.
But you ain't missed the beat.
Right.
Oh,
I appreciate
That's what I'm
that.
saying. Yeah,
and never lost the funk. That's the other thing.
yeah. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
gotta
talking
keep it
about.
going, man.
You got to keep the funk.
Right. See what I liked about you kept consistent with it. When people at the Ruthless by Law and at the Eye for Eye, a lot of people was like, "What happened to RBL?" I knew y'all was still dropping stuff because I was still, as you see, I was still copying and shit.
Mm-hmm.
From Last Man Standing,
Right,
Last
right.
man
still
standing.
ruthless, still ruthless blind law,
Yeah,
'70s baby.
that shit still was hitting
Right.
Detroit hard. It was still hitting Detroit hard. It never stopped.
City of God.
Yeah,
City
that
of
shit never.
God, yeah, you on the solo shit.
Yeah, yeah. We was on that. That shit never stopped coming through here and shit. That's what I mean. Stay relevant and shit through the game. How do you stay relevant in the game like to these young cats coming up and shit like some game form and shit?
Really, man, with these youngsters, you kind of just gotta look like you doing something. Look like you can't be out here looking like a bum and shit. You gotta have your jewelry together, your swag right, on top of having good music. You got some good music, you talking that shit, you gotta at least look good. That's why people still respect E40. That's why people still respect Too Short. They look good, they dress good, they got vehicles, they showing investments they done did, and they steady out working at shows doing. You out this motherfucker looking bad and shit. Ain't nobody gonna buy into you as an artist. You're like, okay, you're a legend. I see you doing your thing. But if you out here looking like a homeless person and like you starving, motherfucker ain't gonna don't want to hear shit you talking. You know what I
Right.
mean?
A lot of
And
it's
I just been doing my thing, just kind of just staying relevant and like, fucking with some of the youngsters. I'm on a lot, man. I done did so many features in this last 6, 7 months. And I get all that love and shouts out to Larry June, kind of put me on his last couple albums. Me and him did about 3 songs, and they were some of his best streaming songs, and that kind of got the youngsters fucking with me. And I done did a lot of man, probably damn near 50, 50 to 60 something features in the last couple months, man. Just working, and all youngsters too. A couple OGs here and there, but for the most part, they young, up and coming artists who just want to hear me. You know what I mean? Who want to fuck with me, who respect the craft. And it's just me, just nice videos, looking good when you out and about. They seeing you with your jury game right. They seeing you, with your swag right, you looking healthy. You know what I mean? You ain't looking like a fucking dope fiend or something.
right.
They respect that. And that's why I respect, even though like motherfuckers like I give it to Richie Rich too. He stayed, you can tell he doing good. He got his cougar still, gold things on it. Nice that Tupac hog he got.
Yeah.
He out there, weed collaborations, dropping good music, looking good. He stay around the corner from me too. Still got his property. Motherfuckers, youngsters respect that.
Right.
If you around this motherfucker looking like you fresh out the flea market and you kind of starving and you trying to act, you don't talking some boss shit. Ain't nobody gonna believe you. You know
Yeah.
what I
Like
mean?
E40 said, don't buy a $100,000 car before you buy a home. Like fucking, that's real talk.
Yeah, I bought my house as soon as I made my first little hundred, two
Man,
hundred thousand. Went and bought my house.
if y'all only knew the truth behind those behind that line, brother.
Yeah, you better put
I
the
ain't
house
gonna say no
first.
names, but he was talking about a particular Bay Area rapper. I know who he was talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they bought a Ferrari. So they bought a Ferrari in an apartment in a certain area instead of buying a house.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of them still doing that. You know, it's a lot of motherfuckers don't own no property. You know, they got Range Rovers and all type of shit parked in front of their little apartment complexes and shit. In the projects, motherfuckers in the hood, in the projects, you know, for 500 Benzes and all type of shit parked out there. And they walking right into the project in the concrete jungle, going right into the project building, into their little
Right,
2-3 bedroom, living with a chick on Section 8. You know what I mean? So,
And win.
you know,
getting
that's
rap
just
money, but
life.
living like the
And
dope
wonder
game.
why the shit's getting all fucked up. Like, what?
Like they say that dope game money is like that ain't your money, that's show money, you know what I'm saying? But that you get that rap money, that real money, you can invest that.
Yeah, I mean, even the dope money, if you smart, you can work it and
Right.
maneuver it right. You just got to get in and get out. That's
Right,
all.
right,
You know what I
right.
I
mean?
mean, look how
But
Master P.
I don't knock that hustle at all because I was doing it. It helped my rap career early on. Shit, and after that, after the rap start kicking in, and rap checks start coming in, and shows start coming in, you getting 5 to 10,000 a show. You like, man, fuck this shit. This shit killing that dope game. I sit out there all day just to make $1,200. And I just went and rap for an hour and shit and made fucking 5-6 thousand. Shit, you know, man, and I'm having fun and everything free. Shit, I'm in this thing free. All this drinks is free.
Yeah.
You know, all the females coming to you. The room
You
and
ain't got to
travel
worry
paid.
about watching your back.
Yeah, room and travel paid for. Shit, you can't beat that type of hustle. You know, I felt like, man, damn, motherfucker, getting over with this. I can't. This shit unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's
So I
legal.
see why. You know what I mean? Entertainers don't pay for shit, and they the richest. That's what
Right.
be so crazy.
Hey,
It's all
Ice-T
free.
said it back in the day, Ryan Pace.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah,
Ryan
dude.
Page.
Doing it right, man. You create a fan base, man. You gotta feed it. You know.
Fact. Pay attention, y'all. I
Yeah.
see y'all tuning in. Make sure you smash like, share this shit around, y'all. We got Black C of RBL Posse in the building.
Yes, sir.
Legend. San Francisco in the building. So what's the rap scene like in the Bay Area now and shit? Is it still like as popping as it was back in the days and shit?
Um, I mean, this rap gonna always pop. I can't say it ain't popping. I mean, cause shit is congested now. There's rappers everywhere. Everybody rap. You ain't
Yeah.
even got no fucking more fans no more.
Mm,
You know, people that used to be fans want you to listen to their demos now. So it's like shit. Everybody ain't mama rap.
right.
So you know, the technology just make it possible for everybody, where everybody feel like they can do it. Because all it takes is a computer and a USB mic or something, and go download a beat for fucking or a lease beat for $25 or something, and shit. You in the game. So
You a
I
rapper.
mean, it ain't easy. It ain't hard like it used to be when we used to have to stripe reels and all that shit. So I mean, it's a lot of good rappers in out here. It's a lot some. It's a lot of them that's making some music. You know, you got dudes out there in the valley. You know, from Stockton's to Sacramento's, who they dope. You know, they talking that shit. You know what I mean? It's sort of almost like a drill scene. Almost they got like a lot of drill because all of them talking about 30 sticks, knocking shit down, doing
Yeah.
this and that. But they slick with it. I like the way they piece their shit together. Even though it's a lot of the same. You know, you got some that stand out that's doing their thing. You know what I mean? But
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
it's a good scene out here though. It's a good scene.
That's what's
hey, Black C. Now you've been coming around Detroit for a while. Can you agree that the trap sound kind of was really born in Detroit and not Atlanta?
Um, I can't say where the actual trap sound came from because I kind of feel it. To be honest, it probably was Atlanta. It's a little bit of both because I look at Ti was the first to me that came with that trap sound, and that was a
See,
lot
what
of
see, we had groups like Street Lords and Cheddar Boys that was doing that like late '90s.
rock bottom.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But if people don't know about it, unless somebody, like if I say somebody like a Ti or somebody from the
Right.
South was out here out there and they grabbed some of that music and brought it to the South, you would never know that they was influenced by that unless somebody.
Street Lords did shows in Atlanta. It was touring with Cash Money and people like that.
Well, Detroit and
Because
Atlanta
even
always
like
been cool.
what Twista and them was doing in Chicago, they had a sound with him and what's the Trackster, I think his name is, or whatever. Them they was
Legendary
like
Trackster.
Yeah, dude. Like
they was making some
Crucial
shit. Like
Conflict. Yeah.
they was making like some of that shit that that kind of got a trappy feel to me too. They do them triple kicks and hi hats, and so it's like the shit kind of you ain't no telling where it started. But as far as that southern trap, to me, the way they coming now, to me it started with Ti. Some people say, "Oh, no, it was Gucci Man," and then some other people came.
No, I was just saying, like, as far as the subject matter and what they're talking about.
Like trap.
I mean, everybody kind of was talking about moving dope and shit. I mean, since I don't know, I can't really say.
To be honest, I'll tell you who set the tone for trap, Master P, because wasn't nobody talking about hustling like he was talking about it.
Exactly, but you got to look at Master P. Got a lot of shit from the Bay Area too, though. He was copying Steve-O's and the Spice Ones and a lot of us around here. So I mean, he took a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just everybody do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, when we started, we took a little bit of Ghetto Boys, NWA, and I was influenced by 415 and them, and I created my own style out of listening to them a lot. So you get a little bit from everywhere. You can't really say where one thing started because when you listen to a lot of shit, you be influenced by a lot. Because even a little bit of my shit was influenced by Big Daddy Kane and BDP, the early BDP, when KRS One was on his shit, on his block shit before he really started going like pro black type. He was on some gangster shit.
What the style called BDP? Hey, listen to my 9mm go bang.
So I was listening to all that influenced me. Public Enemy and them a long time. Like all of them was kind of on some gangster shit, on some D-boy 80s shit. And they kind of start switching up as they start growing, but I was influenced by a lot, a lot of that. It wasn't really no one thing I could say, but my biggest influence, like I say, is NWA, Ghetto Boys, and I would say 415 and them. But it comes from all over though. That's what I say. You can't really say no one. Even Ti, I'm quite sure he was influenced by Bun B and Pimp C and them because they shit damn near was trap type. So that shit you just never know.
I heard T.I. mention Ice Cube as one of his influences.
Yeah, probably lyrically, but Ice Cube wasn't dropping no trap. His music, though, wise was kind of it had that southern like it kind of sounded kind of almost like a Houston feel to me. You know what I mean? Like Bun B and Underground UGK type shit. You know what I mean? So it just you never know. You be listening to Suave House, like all them dudes was producing some shit.
I love all them.
Mr. Mike, Mr. Mike, Big Mike, all that. Like there's a lot of shit in the South that was. Man, Tila and them used to be they had some shit.
Gangsta Nip, shit.
Gangsta Nip, all that shit. Yeah, it's a lot of shit that you can. So I can't say where it actually just one thing started because everybody influenced by everybody in this shit. To be honest, you know what I mean.
Oh, speaking of 415, Tay, what up, brother? Last time I was out there, you was like, I'm about to come get you later. We gonna hang out. I ain't seen you later on that day. I ain't seen you on Harrison Block no more. But I ain't tripping. What up, though?
415. Is that the what's that? The area code?
That's the area code, San Francisco area code.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to 415. I see Too Short. There's a Too Short. Someone said Too Short. You got to say Too Short. Like that Mount Westmore. That's a good. I think that was a good put together. If you was gonna pick, like I mean, of course you could throw a lot of different people on there. But like Black Sea maybe should have been on there instead of Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even argue with it. They the top dogs right now. That as far as. Currently, you can't deny Ice Cube. You can't deny E40, Too Short. I mean, that is the Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? About the only person I would probably say it could have had up in there that probably could have earned a spot is somebody like a DJ Quick, but I don't know if he could have meshed because he he been putting out slaps since before I was even rapping. I was listening to his ass on the block selling dope. You know, him and High C and all them AMG. So, you know, Quick is one of them ones that, you know, he could damn near be up in there too. You know what I mean? He was one of them OGs before he dropped before Snoop. You know what I mean? I just lost the C, so we kind of lost our, you know, our trajectory went off. But I say DJ Quick been doing his thing. You know what I mean? Consistently for years. So he can be up there on that Mount Westmore. You know,
And he needed to be a part of it for real.
Yeah, they should have at least had him producing some beats or something. You know what I mean? But now they got the right people there. I can't even argue that they got the right motherfucker, the right four motherfuckers. You know, that's you can't even argue that. We're the top dogs on the West Coast, man. Can't nobody deny that at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I've always also fucked with heavy with like Paris and stuff like that, like because I considered him like the, you know, the San Francisco version of like Public Enemy in his own way.
Yeah, Paris never just got his just due.
Rude version.
They was on some gangster shit. It was at a time where people wasn't really trying to hit that shit. They was bumping that gangster shit and just didn't have time. He had a few hits there, like maybe singles here and there that people played. The video was out, but he just never really. And a lot of people from Frisco didn't know he was from Frisco. You know, like I found out. I was like, damn, Paris from Frisco. Like, yeah, he stayed over by Lakeview, and I didn't know that. You know, but he never really took off. You know what I mean? People didn't respect his craft, and even when he put out Conscious Daughters, that was a shock. Motherfuckers was like, what? Paris put them out? Like, you know, that they little funky expedition came out. Motherfuckers couldn't believe that was Paris. You know what I mean? But he never got credit for being one of the top dogs in Frisco. Even now today, you ask artists, they don't know about him, and they didn't know he was from Frisco. You know what I mean?
Damn. What up, don't say
Paris a little bit too radical for a lot of people's taste.
Yeah, no. He definitely hit Detroit for sure, because I remember Paris.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit was loving, you know, this the birthplace of the Nation of Islam. So, you know, we was loving Paris out here.
Yeah, they fucked with him lightweight out here too, but as I said, it was just going during that time where that mob and gangster shit was just popping so hard. You had the Seabos, the Mac Malls, and all them with Kyrie and them. You know, AWOL, you said Seaboy and all them. You had a lot of dudes in the city it was a lot of distractions going on. Nobody didn't really want to hear none of that black militant shit. You know what I mean? There's we done with that. We had enough of that with Ascari X and all them or something, you know. But, but it just had its time, you know. He just came at a time where just you know, the timing was off. If you would have came a little bit early on, he ain't no telling what would have happened. You know what I mean? He'd had to come during that era when everybody was wearing them fucking leather little African medallions and dressing like that. You know, wearing cross colors and shit. He probably would have did a little bit better.
They call them cookies out here. It was like, I don't know if y'all can do that.
Yeah, man. So, you know, he had to come during that era when the X Clan and them was popping.
Oh yeah, X Clan.
Right. X Clan was, you know, we was bumping that shit.
Brother King X,
man, I love that.
X Clan.
It was on that funk.
You sent me that reel earlier. That X Clan reel, Brother King X.
What'd you say?
You sent me that a reel from the X Clan. That X Clan reel.
That shit was hot when they dropped, boy. Everybody in the hood was bumping that shit. Yeah, so
I could definitely say
that's all. It just be timing. That's all. It be timing, man. You know. But now people respect Paris, though. You know, he, like I said, he just still probably considered a little bit underground because of, you know, when he came and all that. But
right,
you know, I fucked with him though. I like Paris, and was a good dude when I met him too in person. You know, one of the artists, good dude.
And with Paris, them labels wasn't gonna make them fold. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was with Tommy Boy.
Yeah,
that's right.
Then he got another deal with another priority. He went to priority next, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, priority.
I can definitely say that the West Coast, to me, I always looked at it as like starting like the gangster rap, because when it hit, it like changed the game for me and shit. When I heard NWA like straight out of Compton and Ice-T and shit like that, it was like, and then RBL Posse wasn't like, it was right
Mm-hmm.
after that, like not long, but it was like, but back in like the '80s, like that seemed like it changed the game to me and shit. Like when I heard "Fuck the Police" and "Straight Outta Compton" and shit like that, that's when I was like, yeah, they rapping about the shit like how we living out here and shit. Like this is how it
Right.
is out here in Detroit and shit in Southwest. It's a mixed up neighborhood, what they call it Mexican town in South. Well, I don't know if you're familiar with Southwest Detroit. I know you come out to Detroit a lot, but it's well, Meechin is from Southwest and shit, Detroit. But it's like the melting pot of Detroit, where it's like every race, but it was like gangland, so everybody was like came up looking at a flag and shit. You had like the different sets and shit. It wasn't the Bloods and Crips like the West Coast. It was different, the Midwest sets and shit. But like,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like the G's and the Lords and the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Counts, things like that.
Detroit,
Chicago.
Detroit gang culture is a combination of San Francisco's and Chicago's, cause they got the GDs, the Vice Lords, and the P Stones and Latin Counts and all that. But
Right.
still, they got the neighborhood turf gang, 7 Mile Dogs,
Ball,
5 Mile
yeah.
Dogs, 6 Mile this and West this, West. You know what I'm saying? It's still cats rapping that hood.
Right.
So it's like the gang culture in Detroit is like mixed.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely not like LA, like the Bloods and Crips, but Southwest is kind of was like that. Like every other block was a different set back in the days. Like they used to say, murder was legal in the '90s, as long in Detroit, as long as it was gang related or dope related and shit. Like even Esham said that shit in the song. Leave an ounce of cocaine, say it's drug related, so they don't even like investigate it and shit. Like if it's gang related or if it's a fucking dope case, that the cops didn't give a shit back in the '90s. Like and it's different
Right.
now, but it's a different game. It's a different like. It seemed like they wilder now. Like I was just talking to my son about that because there's been a lot of police shootings. Like, and back in the days, the we used to call them the blue and whites. The marked cars wouldn't come down the side streets because they would get lit up. So that gang squad only would come through, and they was like another gang and shit when they came through. But yeah, I was telling my son about that. And anyways, I was saying it's still kind of worse like that because now I hear every day on the news these kids are shooting the police. It's like they're riding by the cops or got someone pulled over and they're just driving by shooting at the cops and shit. You
Right.
know, it's just getting crazy. This younger the internet generation, it seems like it's getting crazy. They're growing up on the going live, telling their locations, this and that, like doing shit like that, and it's like snitching on their cell phone shit like but on the internet because everybody knows like what you say. I mean they watching and shit. They got the motherfucking eyes on them and shit. So, but they be out here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of motherfuckers that are out here. What do they call that shit? They just like Drake said, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. That shit, like for real, like,
Right.
and that shit's silly to me and shit is goofy. I think, like, I
It
think,
is.
yeah, social media help. Like you said, like anybody can be a rapper now. Like, cause you can put if you push your
One thing you gotta think about, see, with that social media thing, what these youngsters really don't realize what they doing with that. You up there going live, you posting your location, you talking some pull up, pull up. Okay, you broadcast your location to the whole world, and then you laugh talking some, yeah, we about to pull up, and you wonder why the police is,
right,
excuse me, sir, you have a warrant for your arrest,
taking
or you
pictures,
wonder
flashing
why
guns and
somebody
shit.
didn't
Oh
roll
yeah, you
up
know
on
that
you.
fire the camera.
How? Because you didn't invited them. You just
Right,
said pull up, and you posting your location on social media talking about pull up.
right,
And then
Right.
you invite not only that person that you're beefing with into the beef, you inviting other entities into it.
no doubt. Facts. No, I'm high as hell. I just smoked what, 2 blunts back to back. About to smoke another one. Me and wifey smoked one right before I came up in here, got here and shit. But it ain't no banger weed. We're gonna smoke that shit in the DET. You know, we had to just switch it up. And it sounded so perfect when we said spit it like it went with the SFC, like DET. It was like it rhymed perfect. So it was like Detroit was like just stuck to it. That was the anthem, and it's like I said, it still is. And we got the legend, Black C of RBL Posse in the building. You just tuning in.
You know what, Black C, me and ADR actually had a EP out together.
Okay.
And on the cover, I'm trying to think because I got a copy somewhere. And on the cover, we had the D hat. It was part of the D, and then we had the SF on the other side. It had SFD.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I remember that shit.
Cool, that's cool. Yeah, you ready to get up out of here? I gotta go take my son to basketball practice. I'm gonna be there at 6:30.
Family over.
All right, brother.
We appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you wanna like say to the people real quick, like how they can get at you, how they can find you, and all that? What you got going
on? Man, they can get at me on the best way is IG. You know, that's where I really fuck with. I mean, they can get at me on Facebook and all that too at RBL Posse, but I really do all my communicating and socializing on IG. You know, but yeah, Twitter, all of it is cool. You know what I mean? But like I say, IG is always the best. The show at RBL Posse, real simple. It's across all platforms. And www.rblposse.com for the book, everything, hit the store link. And yeah, it's also on Amazon, man.
That's what's up. And get the book. I gotta get the book. I'm definitely gonna be hitting you up for the book and shit, for sure. 100%. Yeah, I gotta holler at you. So try to get a signed copy of see. You signing them? Can people get signed copies of the book?
Yeah, anytime they purchase directly from me, they all come signed already. Now, if they want to be personalized, you would have to probably just hit me up and let me know, or put it in the notes. They want it to a certain name, but I'll sign all of them that come from me.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I don't even do the first 100, but shit, I just start doing them all. Shit, I ran through about 1,000 of them motherfuckers now. I've been signing them all.
That's dope as fuck. That's what's up. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Black C. We don't want to hold you up and shit. You know, you got family over everything and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we have Black C.
Buddy. Do my soccer dad thing, man. Gonna run out here and get this little tall boy on this court, man. Hopefully get into this NBA so I can kick back and not worry about doing shit no more.
Real talk.
Right.
Yeah. Well, blessings on that, brother. And, enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you for coming on, dog. It's definitely an honor, dog, for real. Like I told you, like you have a big influence on me, and I know a lot of people and shit. So, but
man, we're gonna keep it cracking.
Much love.
Okay, much love.
From RBL Posse in the motherfucking building. Don't give me no Bama weed. We gonna smoke that shit in the DET. I had to smoke down on this bitch. I ain't really stopped smoking the whole motherfucking episode and shit so far. But he tapped right in. We ain't even playing no music, but I was playing his music during the beginning of the show. So, what y'all think about that, y'all? Shout out Cap C, Reggie Johnson6, Misfit D, Cochran, fucking. I said Cap C, MC the Therapist, Justin Leahy, everybody, Charles Tucker. What up, though? Everybody that is tuning in to the Hood Smokers Podcast, we appreciate you tuning in and tapping in and shit. And y'all that's tuning in that ain't tapping in but watching, we appreciate that too and shit. It's all love. But smash that like, share it around. They got me in Facebook jail, so I couldn't promote this like I wanted to promote it, you know. But, I let it go, Reggie Johnson, but we got to try to keep it clean in the comments so we don't get yanked down. You know what I'm saying? So try to keep it clean next time. But because I fuck with Black C too and shit, so I let it go through. I fucks with Black C. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm gonna have to take that comment down, bro. But you be good. You can still comment, but change it up a little bit. But I had to let it go through for a second. But you know that, like Fred Fury said, the digital nanny. I don't know what's going on with Fred. I hope he's all good. We were supposed to chop it up before the show, But you know he up there in Canada, dog. Ain't no telling in the wintertime in Canada, dog. That's some motherfucking shit. They be getting. We think we got it bad in Detroit, but shit.
Yeah,
That ain't shit.
there's always somewhere worse.
And he's on an Indian reservation, living on an Indian reservation, dog, like running off a generator. Dog, Fred Fury ain't playing, dog. He out there. So shout out to Fred Fury. We also broadcast on all Fred Fury's frequencies, but I don't know if this show will be on Fred Fury's frequencies. But I'm gonna jump into this track, Get It Cracking by Black C and shit, cause we ain't played no music. So I'm gonna play this track. So y'all can, this is one of his newer tracks. Make sure you check him out. The YouTube links in the description. But make sure you check out all the, like RBL Posse. That's all you gotta look up in Black Sea. They pop up everywhere. Legend, motherfucker. Goddamn it. Not no motherfucker. We don't just use that word loosely. Goddamn it. Let's get go. On the Hood Smokers Podcast, episode 159. Goddamn it, we getting up there. We putting in work. But what's good with you, Blatonio? What's popping?
Just man, when I have to do like a couple errands and stuff, like I'm trying to concentrate on interviews, so that's going to get my job. When I have to interview, I have to interview. Don't simply go to do errands and stuff. Just they know who they are.
Hell yeah.
Black Seahawks. That's right there.
Real talk. That's a motherfucking legend. We ain't using that word loosely either. And shit. And we ain't all about being gully, you know what I'm saying? Either.
Yeah, be the gully. Yeah.
Start calling myself Jay Gully. They probably are already a Jay Gully. I don't know, is that I wonder Brother King X probably know that that's New York slang, ain't it, Gully?
Gully, that's New York. That's their way of saying gutter.
Okay, yeah, like, so that's what I mean. It be Jay Gully and shit like that. It's same thing, gutter, gully, ghetto type shit. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like what we were talking about today. Like think about like, you know, you come out here to like make the water soda, and you know, they come to the water bottle. And I was calling the local top kind of get together.
Well, shit, I just pulled this up.
Kids will cost you. Delivery won't. Walmart Plus.
This Brother King X. Just look it up. It's everywhere music can be found. So when you got the album coming up?
Oh yeah, got the album coming up. What keeps stopping me? What keep holding me up from really putting it out? Cause it's like the more and more material, it's like I keep recording more and more material adding on, bro. It's like,
right.
It's like when I record one song, I'm like, this a hit, and then I get another beat, get another concept, like I'm like, no, this a hit, and then all of a sudden, no, this one.
You dropped like 50 tracks, but only used 10 of them.
Right. And it's like, and I gotta admit, everything I'm working on that I've written, because I got 5 more tracks that I'm about to record. Everything is radio. Everything is singles.
That's what's up. And we gonna be playing them bitches as you drop them.
And it ain't like I intentionally did it. It's just so happened by me how I changed my style and not cursing no much. Not cursing. It's like everything just ended up being a single just naturally.
Yeah, no doubt. Cause I can hear that shit playing in the clubs and shit. I can see, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit you can hear. Like the females like that shit. Like, I mean, they go like, and that's a good crowd or audience to draw. That's a good audience to draw. I see you, Brother King X, making some music for the ladies too and shit.
Yeah,
You backing up? I couldn't really hear you. And I got this flyer pulled up. Hussein, Saturday. Shout out to Hussein. If you tuning in right now, I noticed you commented on Facebook, so I'm not sure. I ain't been on Facebook, so they got me in Facebook jail with they hoe ass. You know, locking me up. I don't know who's hating and reporting me and shit, but y'all can keep on doing it. You ain't stopping shit. We had Black C in the building. RBL Posse. Legends. Motherfucking legends, damn it. That's what we got on the Hood Smokers Podcast. Shout out to all the legends that's been on the Hood Smokers Podcast. Make sure you go cop that Merciless Amir too. True legend.
Yeah, cop that Merciless Amir. Cop that.
I gotta go get it. I gotta link up with him and shit. I just hit him up and shit. Merciless, if you watching this, I'm gonna get at you. I'm gonna slide through and grab one of those for sure. I need a hard copy. Shout out to DUK. Now hard copy and shit. Fucking shout out to Dogmatic. Shout out to Kevin Bailey. Shout out to DG Matic. Shout out to all of them. I mean, shout out to the whole DUK. And Blatonio and Brother King X. They need them copies and shit. They need them DUKs. You know what I'm saying? Fucking the Hood Smokers Podcast. Speaking of DUK,
so I will be sliding in your DM later on with the address. And I want it autographed inside.
Yeah, Dogmatic signed mine. Yeah. Shout out Dogmatic. I'm trying
to likewise.
Hold up, let me refresh this. I'm trying. Speaking of Dogmatic.
Shut.
I don't know why it won't let me go down. I can pull it up on YouTube.
To the
I was about to play the one of their tracks right now. This bitch is a banger to the speech. DUK, the speech, the video. What the fuck is it? Keep popping up speeches with like Malcolm X when I put it in there. I'm gonna put Dogmatic's name in there too.
Yeah.
Shout out Dogmatic K-Stone. Still not popping up. What the fuck? Maybe I'm spelling something wrong. Now some of Dogmatic's music popping up with a speech at though. I was gonna play DUK. I got them on the round table, but it won't let me scroll down for some reason.
Wow.
Let me see. I'm trying to find this real quick. You know we're gonna play that. DUK. Let me put. I'm gonna spell it out. Detroit. Underdog. You know what it is? Detroit. Underdog. Kings. Motherfucker. Featuring Dogmatic. K-Stone. Bitches. Detroit shit. Motherfucker. There it go, right there. It pop right up. We about to play the video and shit, but check out the whole album and get you a motherfucking copy of that shit. Fucking you can get physical copies signed by Dogmatic K-Stone himself and shit, DUK. And get at him and shit. You can get at him on Facebook, Instagram, DUK313, everything. Or Dogmatic K-Stone. Because he's pops. And this is his sons. And this them ripping this shit up. This DUK, Underdog Kings. This the video, the speech. Let's get it on the Hood Smokers Podcast.
Let's get it.
Good morning.
Shout out to the whole family.
We are now in record with a Detroit artist, formerly known as, and or also known as, K-Stone. I'm up bright and early, the sun is in my eyes. Same shit, different toilet, a nigga is never surprised. My happiness rarely derives, my enemies plot my demise. I suffer it out, I deal with the lies and never allowed to cry. I never do that but I try, I can never be weak and that's why. I can never be evil and sly, but a part of me know that's a lie. A part of me wanna be good but it's hard because niggas just won't let me by. So they forcing me back on the streets to put weapons on niggas until we all die. That's fucked up. Slaves ain't in chains, they running around in the streets. Seem like on every MLK and Malcolm X Boulevard across America. Same shit. Who the fuck am I? Do I love myself is a question everyone asks themselves. But after living this life, I only ask myself what's left. I've given it all, yeah. Blood, sweat, semen, and tears. One daughter, 5 sons. One of them I haven't seen in years. But no more fears, and no competition with peers. Cause I'm forever young with a golden tongue. And any MC that ever tried me got hung. I give you my soul and put up the gun. When I racked it back, they used to run. But now I come back with my sons. The underdogs. K-Stone, Dogmatic, 313 original 8 Mile player. I freed my motherfucking self, and I brought my bloodline with me. We the kings, baby.
Yeah. Yo, whole empire coming out Detroit, we bout to build a mire. Hitting you from a blind side, my energy bout to make us hyper. This ain't no hype beat shit, this quality hip-hop cipher. I don't like her if she only listen to Migos featuring Tiger. I'm a liger creating in a lab like coronavirus.
Take that in, nigga.
Yo, fuck a mask, I need to get my money, nigga, let me in. This shit pretentious, but blessings to the lost that just came and went. I come from a long journey, but this ain't even shit. I'm really just starting to get this music off, I'm seeing wins. So just go ahead and get used to my face, cause all the bitches love it, and they call me king on my Insta page, nigga.
When I say take that in, that's actually, I'm putting on the record.
Oh, I got you. Not much has changed between the sun and the flame. Whenever we cook and it's heated the same. Never extinguish the gain, it's fire wherever I aim. I guess that's why I wear my heart on my sleeves. It's tatted in pain, so no more emotion remains. Haters, please learn to read or learn to turn the page. The type that burn the book up. Throw the answers you need in the garbage just to go hunting for some more questions that you can look up. Most niggas would really be shook up to discover how dumb they are. It's niggas that hustle hard to cop a chain and buffs, but they ain't got a car. These niggas is ops, but they are not obstacles. Fucking with me, that shit is impossible. You seem to think that all of the talking you doing to make what I'm doing improbable. Sicker than sick, my pen at the hospital, sure to be working it just like a popsicle. All of the shit that I see from the place that I'm sitting and show me that you ain't the problem, no. I got my eyes and my T's where they need to be. Never no mercy and never no leniency. You seem to think cause I came from the bottom, they hitting the top of some high to reach for me. Now I know a few that ain't really believing me. Now it's a blessing for them just to speak to me. Heated as heated can be when I actually sleep very peacefully.
Make sure you cop that DUK, Detroit Underdog Kings. Fire. That shit fire. They killed that shit. That was Underdog Kings. Was the name of that track, that video. They got a lot more shit on here. They dropped the whole, since they dropped the album, more than just the speech. So that's the new video right there. They got this Family Ties visualizer too and shit. Make sure y'all check that shit out, bro. It's fire. Get the whole album. I recommend it. I bought the whole thing, and I definitely recommend that shit. But we had Black C. Shout out to Black C from RBL Posse in the building. What up, though, Cap C? I see you, homie. But shit, we getting ready to jump up out of here. Is there anything y'all want to say before we get up out of here? It was an honor having Black C in here, dog. I'm glad we just jumped right off with the interview and he was ready. I know he had things to do and shit, and he's a busy man. He got a lot of shit going. He's definitely a legend, no doubt. I mean, fucking. So we don't use that term loosely and shit. Like I said, make sure you check out that Merciless Amir, True Legend album.
Yeah.
And shout out Awesome Dre. Shout out Dice. Shout out Eshawn.
Shout out Jack Frost.
Jack Frost, the Jack Frost face. Yes, sir. I ain't even gonna try that. Make my head hurt. I smoke too much weed. I can't.
Yeah,
Jack Frost face. Oh,
yeah.
I know Brother King X could probably do this shit.
Nate got it.
Yeah. He got it. He got it. The Jack Frost face. If you ain't up on it, get up on it. That's on the round table too, but I can't go on the round table. They let me go on it.
Right.
So let me click on it again. Oh, now we on there. Oh, Sick Misfit. Shout out Sick Misfit. He tuned in. He dropped some shit on here. OG Flow. Let's check it out. It's just a quick reel and shit. Let's play this OG Flow. Shout out Sick Misfit.
Yeah, shout out Sick Misfit.
Back on that super duper mob. C-Dub on the beat, bitch. Yeah, raised in the 80s and the 90s with it. I'll admit it, I'm pushing for y'all, but hearing crickets. Lyrics been explicit, self-dependent. I give it to myself, get stacking tickets. Motherfucker, better listen, this can save your life. And if you slow learning, fuck around and play it twice. Real life, take your time, it's a marathon. But never lose while you at it, check this paragon. There's an error on, young motherfuckers when the pressure on. They quick to back down and settle on clown shit. Yeah, I'ma ride the town, bitch. Ain't no way around it. Get money up, count tips. Wanna loud shit if it involves some feelings. I'm aiming at another million dirt drilling. Work killing for maybe in some eyes. Hustle to the sunrise. This is where the love dies. If through these blocks getting the bread right. Focus on the ticket, bitch. Keep an infrared light. Got me looking left, right. Yeah, I'ma have to shed light. Yes, right. See a million, got it in my dead sight. If through these blocks getting the bread right. Focus on the ticket, bitch, keep an infrared light. Got me looking left, right. Yeah, I'ma have to shed light. Guess right, see a milli, got it in my dead sight.
Shout out OG Flow. You still got the C-Dub bread right. Check it out. Shout out Sick Misfit for shooting that fire. And shout out to Black Sea for coming on here and get it cracking. Make sure you check out the video and shit. Black Sea, get it cracking. Happy New Year, y'all. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace to Gangsta Boo, dog. We ain't even mentioned that earlier. Shit. Rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. We lost a legend and shit, another hip-hop legend, and we don't use that word loosely. You know what I'm saying?
Memphis legend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there's legends in their own right and stuff, you know, like it's just, sometimes it'll surprise you. I mean, because we're not going to give names because there's a little bit behind it, and we don't want to do all that, sound like a bunch of hating people. But some of our heroes, you know, we may have looked up to back in the day, they can, you know, they can really surprise us because not everyone, you know, we've been lucky to have some great legends on here, but we try to see about getting a legend on here that we were very surprised to see his demeanor.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Tell me why I'm talking to Tweed Cadillac for Peanuts Players Click right now.
Straight up.
See?
Straight up.
See, you never know who we gonna have on the Hood Smokers podcast. We like I said, we got Lonzo coming up and shit from World Class.
And I was gonna say, for anybody who wants to like even send some people, you know, like that they want interviews, send them our way. We're trying to also mix it up. You know, like we got a lot of, you know, from Detroit, South, and of course the West, but we're trying to also like mix in the East, so we don't want to get twisted that we're just trying to favorite anything like that. So
we did have Boston in the building, though. We had the Juggalo Pie Trash, so we had the East Coast, but we want New York in the building. Come on, New York hip hop, where y'all at? Y'all give us some. Y'all can tell us and let us know who out of New York you want to see us interview and shit. And we'll reach out to them. We do pretty good at getting the legends to come on. Cause we keep it 100, we keep it real. We don't talk about all that bullshit, the same old shit you already heard a million times. We chop it up like we just on the block chopping it up, homies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And much love, Sick Misfit. Thanks for tuning in and shit. But I can't see Blatonio or Brother King X. I'm getting ready to get the show over with and shit. I just wanted to say that. Rest in peace to Gangsta Boo and shit, and mention that about the legends and shit.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. Rest in peace, Mr. C.
Yeah, rest in peace.
RBL Posse.
Rest in peace, Hitman. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of rest in pieces that we could say and shit, and that's fucked up. Especially it seems like every day and it's just getting worse and worse and shit. Like you always hate and dreading that motherfucking call when you get that one phone call. Like, why is it so and so calling? Like, damn.
It's like you got that feeling. Right. It's like the phone ring a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can feel that shit and you just know it. Like you feel it in your body.
Yeah, you feel it as you lifting up that phone, your ear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, like who it's from, you catch that vibe, everything.
Right. That's real talk. That's real talk. Like what Pac said that shit. Talking about it was getting his homie from high school hitting him up. Like damn, like when you get hit up from somebody from back in the days you ain't talked to in a long ass time, like in 20 years, like why is it? And the next thing you know, it's like so and so passed that y'all done went to school with or something and shit like that. Be like that all the time, dog. Like shit, like that. We ain't talked in 20 years and shit, and then boom, like link up at funerals. It's fucked up, but it's the reality we live in and shit. And we all know we got that expiration date, and that's why we got to be like just thankful every day we wake up and shit. Be thankful for another one. We had 2023. Let's keep it going and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on growing. Ain't nothing to do but keep on growing. If you ain't growing, then what the fuck is you doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't fucking like if you ain't getting no like if you just staying in one spot. I mean, if you good being like that, that's cool and shit. But I'm like I'm thinking like growing and shit. I'm always thinking like ahead, the future and shit. Like, so I was thinking ahead. So we got a lot of legends coming on. We got Super MC coming on too.
He coming up.
Legend, Detroit legend, Highland Park legend, I should say, with Detroit too. You know what I'm saying? For Almighty Dreadnoughts. Shout out to Almighty Dreadnoughts. Shit, shout out to DJ Butter and them doing their thing and shit. Funky Fresh. Forgot, shout out to them. But shit.
You might as well say you had it right. Highland Park, Detroit is all this. It's the same.
It is. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's a city in a city and shit. It's in
because I can walk to Highland Park from where I'm at right now.
Oh yeah, I already know. Yeah. You right there.
I remember you was telling me about that gutter. Yeah, city inside a city, but it's right there.
Yeah, it's just like.
Oh yeah, we got another city like that, Blatonio. We got Hamtramck.
Yeah, Hamtramck's like that. You know they closed down Dickerson. They closed that bitch down.
Yep.
That's where they had a county jail there that was named after a cop that got killed up in Wayne County Jail, and he got shot. They snuck a gun in that bitch through a window like a string, pulled it up, and got a little gun in there, and he shot the cop, killed him, Dickerson, and they named it after him and shit. But after that, they barred up all the windows on the Wayne County Jail, and it got grimy. It was always grimy, but it's really grimy in that bitch, does. I suggest y'all stay out of Wayne County.
Dickerson and Mile was the main ones they was getting away, getting out of. They was getting away on the bus.
Yeah. You go to Dickerson, they was kicking you out the back door. Like, get the fuck out. Like, we don't need you up in here. Shout out to Detroit for
this was on the news, bro. This was on the news a while back when we had that snowstorm, bro. It was some, I think it was Mile. Some prisoners for Mile. They was shoveling the snow, shoveling outside, shoveling the facility. Tell me why they seen the bus and got on that bitch, bro.
I heard about that. I remember that. Mound, they used to be, ain't that where they hit the fence too and shit? They was on the run. They got caught up on the east side.
Yep.
They was on the run for a minute though, and dude was just hiding out on the east side the whole time and shit. The one dude and shit that hit the fence.
Like, see, they ain't have to hit the fence, bro, because they was outside of the fence, because they was shoveling outside the compound.
Because of that snowstorm, yeah. So they let them out to shovel, and they did.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
so
crazy.
when they seen the bus, they got on the motherfucker.
Right, that's crazy that the bus would even swoop them up though and shit. They must have been in some, not they prison, they blues. They must have had probably some jogging outfits on or something like that. Because if they would have had the state blues on, they'd have known and shit with the blues with the orange stripe going down and shit. I don't know. Fuck the NBA.
Man, we talking about grimy ass Detroit like the bus driver really gonna give a fuck or go say something.
Yeah, this my style. This the MDOC style. I'm busting the MDOC blues. Like they used to call the shoes when I was in there, when the governor was Engler, they used to call them the Air Englers.
Right. Shit, I seen the motherfucker rob a bank in this bitch and get away on the bus, bro.
Oh yeah, I know that shit happen all the time, especially
I
in
remember,
Detroit, dog. I know motherfuckers in the suburbs that got away with that shit. I don't know them personally, so don't be kicking my door. And I ain't say that, but I'm just saying there's motherfuckers doing that shit out there, dog, for real.
Hey, bro, I remember back when I was little, bro. Don't you know the Dexter and the Boulevard area, bro, with Grand River and all that gutter.
Right. Grand River, Cloverdale, North Lawn, all that shit over there, over that way.
No, over there, Grand River and the Boulevard.
Oh, the Boulevard, further down, past Livernois.
Yeah, Dexter, yeah.
Man, tell me why somebody was robbing a bank, bro. Robbing an MBD bank back when the bank was open back in the day, over there on that corner. Ran out. This back when the Dexter bus was running every 2 minutes. Ran, got on the Dexter bus and got the fuck away. And was gone.
You was telling me about that, yeah, like taking off on the bus, like right after.
That's crazy, though. It's good. It's really a good way to get away, though, because it's low key and people ain't thinking that. The Detroit response is like, dog, you call the police, they ain't gonna be there for like an hour and a half.
But think about the time period, though. Remember, they didn't have cameras on the buses then.
Right.
Yep.
They ain't know where they was going.
And the buses was running more frequent then.
Right. They ain't thinking that. They thinking they got a getaway ride like a Stoley. They ain't thinking they got on the bus and shit. So that is kind of slick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't trying to promote robbing no banks. I don't suggest none of y'all do that.
I mean, unless you could go back in time, then it's like, hey, okay.
On some Ocean's 11 shit. You know what I'm saying? Hit the casinos and shit. Now, I remember there was in Detroit, you remember this, Brother King X, when these businessmen from China came here into the Motor City. I think it was the Motor City. And they got robbed. They hit real big. And some cats from Detroit followed them back to their hotel room. This is their first time in America. They came to Detroit. Never been to America before. And they was at the casino. These guys followed them back to their hotel, knew they hit big, and they robbed them. And I remember they was on the news talking, the Chinese dudes, and they was like, we'll never come back to America again. Like just dogging America because they got robbed in Detroit. And I'm thinking like, they was probably flashing that shit, getting all geeked, and I could see the Jack boys in that bitch watching. They ain't know. They ain't
right,
know
you gotta think.
Shit.
Right, you gotta think about. They gotta think about where you at.
Right.
You in America, but think of where you at. You in Detroit. You at Motor City Casino, and you gotta consider the area that's surrounding the casino area. Everybody know the area around the casino is gutter.
Right. Shit, I know a dude, the drunken master, was so drunk he got robbed for his prison shoes with his number was in them by a chick in a wheelchair, and he don't even know who the other base had. Hit him in the face with a pole, and they robbed him. He had a couple dollars. He was drunk as hell, and it was right there by the Motor City Casino off. It was over by. It was at Trumbull by that store down there. What the fuck street is that? I forgot the name of the street, though, but it's right there, kitty corner from the parking lot. Yeah, you just go down a little bit in the park. One of the parking lots is right there to the left, the Motor City Casino. Because I used to stay right there on Warren and shit, right by Trumbull, in a duplex right there. Them duplexes, and we stayed there for a minute. Yeah, and fucking that was my spot. Because you know the police used to be doing that shit where they was flicking motherfuckers on Warren, like down by the boulevard and all that shit. They used to just flick motherfuckers, and I used to see them doing it, and I'd be like, fuck, because I was always riding dirty. So I would just go to the casino, pull up in Motor City, and I'd go up there to the bar, and I'd be playing like blackjack at the bar, drinking coffee and shit. And I wasn't even drinking beer or nothing, drinking coffee for free in there. It was like free up in there, coffee and shit. Like I don't know what it is now. I ain't been in the casino in a minute, but fucking back then and shit, when I stayed around the corner, that was like my little getaway. Like I could just whip up in there, park, go up in there, chill, watch motherfucking Sports Center and shit, motherfucking drink coffee and play blackjack and shit. Like, wait for the police to motherfucking stop doing what they doing and shit. Like, so I can get to Southwest, because I'm trying to get from there to Southwest and shit. So I'm going up Warren. I should be, and they be doing the like flicking motherfuckers right there. They was doing them little stings where they were just hitting everybody, and it's like, damn, cops is dirty and shit. Especially over there. Well, really everywhere. But Detroit got some dirty ass, crooked ass cops, dog, for real.
Oh man, Detroit got the crookedest cops in the country, bro. You know they just got out a 15-year investigation.
Dog, they shut the whole 4th precinct down in Southwest, arrested half the officers. Them motherfuckers was all crooked. They brought the feds in, the police, Detroit police. Because they was out of control. They still is, though. I mean, shit, low-key, Detroit's like one of the only cities that promotes, like, vigilante justice. When they let, like, people like Trick, when he puts 10 G's on to find somebody who killed a kid. You remember hearing about that? Because Spider-Loc had said something about how that was calling Trick a snitch for doing it. But I say that ain't, because you don't live in Detroit. Like, he was putting 10 G's on a baby killer, you know what I'm saying? I don't look at Trick as no snitch for doing that and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but, I mean, shout out to Spider-Loc and shit. I fucks with Spider-Loc. Shout out to Spider-Loc. But, nah, but, like, Detroit, the Detroit 300, they was going door to door. And the police was, like, letting them do it. Like, do anything. Because you called Detroit police. Now, I remember when the chief got on the news and was like, everybody in Detroit needs to arm themselves because we can't protect everybody, this and that. Like, when the chief of police tells you that, like, that's something, dog. They took one of my videos down on that street reporter because I pulled up in the motherfucking Southwest precinct on 4th Street and fucking videotaped that bitch was blacked out, wasn't nothing popping, and that was a main police station and fire department together that they had just built type shit because they shut the 4th precinct down and it was towards downtown. They built that other one and they even stretched me out over that and they got my video took down. So you know what? Me and my homeboy Montec, shout out Tech, and motherfucking the Drunken Master rolled up with some blunts and went riding through that bitch smoking. Like, look, we up in the motherfucking police station smoking. Ain't no cops. This bitch dead as hell during the COVID and shit and all that. Like, where they at? Where the fuck they at? They ain't out here protecting nobody and shit. Like, I seen that shit on Math Hoffa. He asked Bizarre. He was like, is this still true? Detroit ain't got no police after 9 o'clock. And Bizarre was like, yeah, the green lights. Talking about the green light shit. Like, but don't believe that, y'all. If y'all think there ain't no police out there at 9 o'clock and you can do whatever you want, because that shit ain't true at all, though. The hook is still out there, though. Don't get it twisted. They out there. They just, when you call 911, if you live in Detroit, they don't come that fast. I'm just saying. Like, if that's what you depended on, dog, don't when Flavor Flav said that shit, 911 is a joke.
Oh, see that green light? The green light didn't up the level of the game, bro. Because now people ain't getting away with everything like they think they getting away with it like they was.
That's what it does. It's supposed to work as a detour. You know what I'm saying? Try to stop people from doing shit because they know they might they know the police can't watch all them green lights at one time, but they know if they commit a crime that a green light gonna catch them on the camera and they eventually gonna get caught up. They might not get caught up at the time while it's happening, but they gonna have that video. Yeah, they gonna have that video.
Like that lady that shot that girl at that gas station on Finkel and Greenfield.
Yeah.
They showed that shit right on camera, right as it happened.
Yeah, I seen that.
I don't know.
Dog, I see them on houses. I guess you can get them on. Some people got them on their houses and shit, green lights in the neighborhood. I done seen them. Shit. Like Bizarre said something about they cost like $3,500 a month. Cause to get $3,500 a month to get a green light. And that, you know what they said to that? They was like, you can get a motherfucking couple guns for that. And the ammo.
You know, I try not to go in, you know,
but shit. I don't know, Brother Kid Gex. It was an honor having our Black, rest in peace, Mr. C, but Black C in the building, RBL Posse. Don't give me no Bammer weed. No Bammer joint. Mr. Black, straight to the point. Yeah, that was definitely an honor that he came on here. chopped it up with us and shit. Dog, we got more legends on the way and shit. Tune in this Saturday night. We got straight out of Detroit, Hussein. Not Poe Hussein, but Hussein. WH?Sang. Hussein in the building. And he got some stories to tell. He's been in the game a long time. A lot of the OGs fucking know Hussein been in the Detroit hip hop scene for a long. I'm sure he got some stories to tell. Eddie emailed me some new music, and I checked it out, and that shit was fire. So we gonna play that shit Saturday night. But Brother King X, anything you want to say before we jump up out of here?
I just want to say tune in to the next episode of the Hood Smokers Podcast. Much love to everybody. Much love and respect to every guest, present, past, and future. And good night to all.
Yes, sir. I couldn't have said it better myself. We out this bitch. Catch us every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you want to be a guest on the show, you want your music played, inbox us, because we doing deals and shit right now where you can get off days on here. And if you want, you can down there's emails to get at me, Brother King X, or Blatonio Todd. And if you want to know the details on how to do that. If you are underground, up-and-coming artist and you want to get your music played on an episode with a legend like Black C, somebody like that, you never know who's gonna be on the Hood Smokers Podcast, because we booking number legends. You can get at us. We playing, we running deals. More details to come. But we out this bitch. Much love, Brother King X. Shout out Blatonio Tower. Wherever you went, you probably watching this. Maybe, hope you ain't getting in no drama or nothing and shit. Hope you good. And but all right, dog. I'll holler at you in a little bit. Much love to everybody tuning in. We out this bitch. The Hood Smokers Podcast, episode 159. Peace. Shit, it ain't playing again, so I'm gonna have to play a track to go out to. So we're gonna have to play a song to go out to. I'm gonna have to jump over here and play a track for y'all. We're gonna jump back over to DUK. Since I said the speech, we're gonna play the speech and then we out this bitch after the speech.
The kings is out to clean houses, what we do is a pastime. That's why these haters give you dirty looks when it's bath time. Take a look in the mirror before you try to come bash mine. Thought to be unbreakable but shattered like glass now. I left all of my problems where they at in the past now. Only baggage I carry seem to come with a tag now. I really grew the way I was before, it's just trash now. Applied it to the letter since I'm better with math now. And spread it on the letter since the cheddar is craft now. It can only be better if I'm #1 draft now. I hope that you be still in shock and awe from that last round, cause I couldn't really think of no punch for that last line. The kings around from the underground, we're speaking now.
They don't know if they need to heat it down if we around.
I peek around, it's a lot of smoke around, it's around.
I see it now, everybody tweaking now, the speech is out.
The kings around from the underground, we're speaking now.
They don't know if they need to heat it down if we around.
I peek around, it's a lot of smoke around, it's around.
I see it now, everybody tweaking now, the speech is out.
The jig is up.
The real
All
is
that
here,
fake shit, man. The real is here.
Yeah.
I ain't even know my brothers. I was a child in that car, we was rhyming. Y'all my brothers from another mother. Ultimate stat, 100%. Cause it's running this shit. I feel the energy, I'm pushing the lint mid. Boy, I'm fresh as a peppermint, but I'm spice as a pepper bit. I can turn it ugly just as I can make it pretty. Ain't Diddy, but I'm Diddy, Nas, Jay-Z, and Biggie with a twisty. Now put that in a blendy. Y'all ain't really fucking with me. And my bros coming with me. You know the American dream, well, it's the Bailey story, get me. I caught Rolls and Bentleys, but I don't need that in me. It took all my will to bring the whole Detroit with me, DUK.
The kings around from the underground, we're speaking now.
They don't know if they need to heat it down if we around.
I peek around, it's a lot of smoke around, it's around.
I see it now, everybody tweaking now, the speech is out.
The kings around from the underground, we're speaking now.
They don't know if they need to heat it down if we around.
I peek around, it's a lot of smoke around, it's around.
I see it now, everybody tweaking now, the speech is out.
Yeah. I ain't want me back. I ain't want me back at all. I'm still here, I'm still blessed, I'm still on board, yeah.
Round around in the city every day and we got guns. Gotta watch how you move when you know to have them ones. Round around shook his heel, yeah, I had a ton. I've been sitting on the throne way before I had a dub. In the streets a long time and I ain't never felt no love. Lost my feet a couple weeks, police I tried to run from him. Still made it out that day, that was God. They say he like a cat, boy, he got 9 lives.
Detroit Underdog Kings.
The kings around from the underground, we're speaking now.
They don't know if they need to heat it down if we around.
I peek around, it's a lot of smoke around, it's around.
I see it now, everybody tweaking now, the speech is out.
The kings around from the underground, we're speaking now.
They don't know if they need to heat it down if we around.
I peek around, it's a lot of smoke around, it's around.
I see it now, everybody tweaking now, the speech is out.